Business Book Summaries.
Today, I'm delving into a timeless gem, per Charlie's Almanack, the wit and wisdom of Charles Munger. You might already know about this iconic figure, but let's quickly introduce Charlie Munger. He's been Warren Buffett's right-hand man for decades. While Buffett loves the limelight, Munger prefers a quieter profile. Buffett once said, "Charlie is smarter and wiser than I am. I've met many people, but none like him, he's just more reserved." Originally a lawyer, Munger comes from a family of legal professionals. After Harvard Law School, he shifted from law to become one of our era's most successful investors, earning a spot on Forbes' billionaire list. Buffett sums up Munger's success with one word: rationality. And Munger's role model? None other than Benjamin Franklin. Franklin, a key figure in the American Revolution, was not only a polymath and inventor but also a leader and writer. Our book, Per Charlie's Almanack, pays tribute to Franklin's writings. Munger, a devoted fan, holds Franklin in the same high regard we hold for Munger. Munger's dedication to Franklin's teachings shines through the book, revealing wisdom in both investment and life.
Before we delve further, remember that we regularly share new content. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell for the latest updates.
Apart from his rationality and intellect, Munger's resilience stands out. In 2010, facing back-to-back tragedies, losing his wife of 50 years and suffering a severe vision loss, he stayed positive, exploring reading devices and even considering learning Braille. Munger passed away on November 28, 2023, in Santa Barbara, California, at 99, just shy of his 100th birthday. Warren Buffett acknowledged Munger's pivotal role, saying, "Berkshire Hathaway could not have been built without Charlie's inspiration, wisdom, and participation." Remarkably, Munger later regained 70% of his vision. Now, let's explore Munger's business analysis mindset, known as the multidisciplinary approach. As mentioned, Munger's intelligence stands out in two ways. Firstly, his multidisciplinary thinking, shared with Benjamin Franklin, allows him to approach problems from various angles. Secondly, his contrarian thinking sets him apart. Instead of listing steps to success, Munger thinks in terms of what not to do or what might lead to failure. Many people don't use multidisciplinary thinking, a way of approaching problems from different angles. Charlie Munger often criticizes our education system for focusing too much on one area, limiting our perspectives. Imagine studying economics in college. You might only look at problems through an economic lens. Munger compares this to having only a hammer and seeing everything as a nail. Real life isn't always a nail, though. Munger suggests two crucial steps to develop multidisciplinary thinking. First, gain foundational knowledge across various subjects, like math, accounting, and psychology. Second, familiarize yourself with different mental models, which are ways of thinking about problems. Munger recommends mastering around 80 to 90 mental models, but only a few are essential. Focus on subjects like mathematics, accounting, and psychology. Hard sciences and engineering provide reliable models, like quality control theories in engineering or critical mass concepts in physics. While Munger believes statistics is useful, it's not mandatory for everyone. Microeconomics and psychology also offer valuable thinking methods. The key is to see the broader connections between disciplines. Don't just memorize facts, understand how they connect. Munger emphasizes that rote learning won't lead to real understanding. After mastering foundational knowledge and mental models, you become enlightened and intelligent. Now, let's explore Munger's business analysis approach. Besides multidisciplinary thinking, he uses contrarian or reverse thinking. Buffett and Munger explain stock simply: owning part of a company. Stock prices reflect a company's value, tied to its profitability and net assets. In the short term, stock prices fluctuate, but in the long run, they reflect the company's value. Smart investors buy undervalued stocks and sell when prices approach or exceed the company's worth. This strategy minimizes risk and maximizes profits. Identifying valuable enterprises and good stocks is challenging. Munger doesn't focus on the quantity of investments like many institutions. Instead, he looks for undervalued stocks, simplifying a seemingly complex process. Charlie Munger's investment approach is straightforward. He clearly defines his circle of competence. Anything outside this circle is rarely considered. Munger categorizes investments into three types: investable, non-investable, and too complicated. According to Munger, many companies may seem sophisticated, but they often fail his initial screening. Once Munger narrows down to investable options, he conducts a thorough evaluation, considering both quantitative and qualitative factors, industry conditions, and seemingly intangible aspects. Only after this rigorous assessment does he identify outstanding candidate companies. However, Munger doesn't rush to buy stocks. Even after accurate evaluations, he believes in buying at the right time, leading to further filtering through a checklist. Munger emphasizes error avoidance and uses his checklist to ensure all necessary aspects are considered before making an investment. This checklist method is not only applicable to investing but also to other areas, like reviewing exams, where a checklist helps catch common errors. Summing up Munger's investment process, he identifies what to avoid, applies multidisciplinary thinking to tasks, and takes decisive action only when the time is right. Munger's success proves the effectiveness of this system, emphasizing the importance of patience and principled decision-making. Munger believes in making only a few right decisions in life to build a successful investment career. This approach minimizes trading costs, saves on taxes, and allows him to avoid chasing mediocre opportunities. Munger's ability to resist following the crowd and adhere to his principles results in infrequent trades. Munger's advice on life includes avoiding actions that might lead to unhappiness, steering clear of pitfalls like bad marriages and drugs, cultivating positive mental habits, and avoiding envy. He emphasizes staying consistent and wholeheartedly committed to current endeavors to avoid regrets and pursue happiness. On wealth accumulation, Munger advises striving to be a little wiser every day, excelling in tasks, reducing materialistic desires, and avoiding debt. He warns against extravagant desires, especially credit card debt, which hinders growth. Regarding learning, Munger emphasizes the importance of daily reading. He and Warren Buffett, despite their considerable wealth, continue to learn through reading. Munger encourages becoming a learning machine, as there's no guarantee of future profitability, and continuous learning is essential for success. Charlie Munger encourages learning from both the successes and mistakes of historical and contemporary figures. He advises against repeating past business mistakes and suggests studying the best works of those who came before us. Munger believes that by building on the knowledge of giants, we can gain a broader perspective. On the topic of work, Munger emphasizes three fundamental principles. Firstly, he advises never selling something you wouldn't buy yourself. Working for a company whose products you don't believe in hampers success. Secondly, he recommends not working for someone you don't respect and admire. Talent and determination are crucial, and finding a mentor you admire can lead to greater satisfaction in life. Lastly, Munger stresses the importance of working with colleagues you genuinely like, even though workplace disagreements are common. Munger's exploration of psychological misjudgments highlights his dual-track analysis approach. He advises looking at both vested interests and human instincts and emotions when analyzing problems. Despite lacking formal education in psychology, Munger compiled examples from various fields, applying psychological theories to understand misjudgments. The focus of Munger's exploration into human misjudgment is on glitches in cognition and susceptibility to deception. He outlines two main reasons for misjudgments: stimuli below a certain threshold are not registered, and even if noticed, they might be misjudged due to the brain's imprecise nature. Munger lists psychological tendencies that often mislead people, promising to discuss these errors in detail and offer advice on prevention. In discussing human psychological misjudgments, Munger introduces the concept of the super response to rewards and punishments. He illustrates this with the example of FedEx and its shift to a per-shift payment system, emphasizing the power of well-designed incentive systems. Munger notes the importance of understanding how to motivate others in today's era. He also highlights the danger of perverse incentives leading to biases and unethical behavior, as seen in the case of commission-only salespeople in the real estate industry. Incentives can backfire when individuals exploit loopholes in systems. Charlie Munger advises designing systems to prevent such exploitations and avoiding rewards for easily falsifiable tasks. This is closely related to the super response to rewards and punishments. The second psychological tendency is the avoidance of inconsistency. People resist change to conserve mental energy, clinging to past habits and beliefs. Munger warns that this tendency, if unchecked, can lead to serious consequences. He uses the example of the court system's measures to counteract initial judgment bias. Munger explores the avoidance of inconsistency tendency further, noting how individuals intensify their loyalty to a new identity after making significant sacrifices. Societies use initiation ceremonies to enhance the loyalty of new members, aligning actions with identity to avoid discomfort. Moving on to other psychological tendencies, Munger discusses the overconfidence bias. Most people tend to overestimate their abilities, a phenomenon known as the endowment effect. This bias can lead to errors in decision-making, such as overvaluing personal possessions or services provided to a company. The intense reaction to deprivation is another tendency where individuals overreact to minor losses. Munger advises recognizing and avoiding exaggerated reactions, as they can be irrational. He shares a personal experience influenced by this bias and stresses the importance of understanding psychological tendencies. Finally, Munger discusses the social proof tendency, where people instinctively align their thoughts and actions with those around them. This tendency simplifies decision-making, especially when individuals are confused or under pressure. Munger uses the example of people following the crowd when leaving a movie theater to illustrate this social proof tendency. Some salespeople take advantage of social conformity by creating high-pressure situations for customers. When everyone in a small group is making a purchase, the pressure to go along with it can be intense. This often leads to poor decisions influenced by this bias. In a company, it's crucial to explain the reasons behind directives. Merely giving orders might work, but providing explanations tends to result in better execution. This aligns with the reason-respecting tendency. Even a simple or incorrect reason can be persuasive, as shown in an experiment where people cutting in line at a photocopy machine had a higher success rate when they provided any reason, even trivial ones like needing to make copies. The key takeaways from this book include Charlie's strict adherence to his circle of competence. If he doesn't understand something, he avoids getting involved, especially in investments. Multidisciplinary thinking is another crucial concept. By learning across various disciplines, especially focusing on foundational knowledge and collecting different perspectives, one can embody universal wisdom. The third takeaway is the significance of Charlie's contrarian thinking. A successful and happy life, according to Charlie, involves actively avoiding actions that lead to failure and unhappiness. He shares 4 lists, including one on common psychological misjudgments, offering valuable insights. In conclusion, Charlie's approach centers around engaging only in what he comprehends, analyzing decisions through a multidisciplinary lens, and applying contrarian thinking to eliminate errors. This philosophy mirrors his and Buffett's investment strategy, characterized by precision over frequent trading and seizing pivotal opportunities. As Charlie succinctly puts it, mediocre opportunities won't make a person great. I trust this book proves beneficial to you.
We're keen to hear your thoughts on our content. Feel free to share your opinions or recommend books in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest summaries. Thank you and have a wonderful day.